What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another video. Always make sure that you are running towards your hardest workout. I recently had a reminder of this principle, which is why I wanted to share it with you guys. I was getting over a sickness recently, and while I was definitely feeling better, I wasn't a super spreader at the gym. My energy level was still a little bit low, and this was my first day back. So when I got there, I was thinking I was going to just take it easy, do a little bit of walking, do some light lifts and get out of there. But because I was already at the gym, I decided I might as well give it my best effort and see where it goes from there. So instead of taking it easy, I did the opposite. I warmed up a little bit and I did a couple warm-up sets. And then I went straight towards my heaviest lifts, and it was leg day too, so it was killer, it was a challenge. And an interesting thing happened. Instead of feeling lethargic and beat down after doing that first heavy set, all of my energy came right back. I was in a good mindset, and I ended up having a great workout for that day. And so you never know what type of results you're going to get until you put in that effort. I could have very easily just coasted by and it would have been fine, but I found an opportunity to get the most out of the time that I had while I was there. And I feel that's really important for working out, because half the battle is actually just getting to the gym. I think we all know that. We're fighting the inertia of being in bed, of being tired, of having a million other things to do, getting in the car, beating traffic. We're going through all these difficult obstacles just to get to the gym itself. And so once we're actually there, we might as well get the most out of our time. And so after doing that workout, it was just a great reminder. It's interesting because it's no different than life itself, right? Brian Tracy wrote that book, Eat the Frog, and he described that the most important thing to do when you start your day is your most difficult task. This is where the frog analogy comes from, that thing that's horrible, that thing that you want nothing to do with. It's so bad that you want to just put it off till the end of the day, which of course we know means you're going to kick it further down the field, and you're either never going to do it or it'll be several days later. But if you could get that out of the way, everything else will just get easier from that point forward. And that's how my workout was. As soon as I did a few heavy squats, then I was able to downscale it. I was able to do leg press, then leg extensions, leg curls, but everything felt downhill after tackling my most challenging lift first thing up front. And under normal circumstances, this is what I do every time, but it was a nice reminder considering the fact that I was in a mindset of scaling it back. I was in a mindset of saying, you know what, we don't need to go harder than we need to given the circumstances. Now, don't get me wrong, if you're not up to it, that's perfectly fine, and you still made it to the gym, which is a great thing. But your body will let you know once you're there and you start working out. Your body will let you know what type of condition you're in. And if you're pushing it too hard, obviously, take a step back and readjust. This isn't about pushing through a potential scenario where you could be injured, or pushing yourself through a potential scenario where you could be more sick if you're not all the way there yet and you find out that you're kind of going backwards a little bit. It's just an opportunity to find out exactly what's there, what's really in the tank, what's capable when you decide to get out of the comfort zone and push yourself into the stretch zone to see what will actually happen. And whenever I'm able to get the most out of these workouts, I always feel invigorated, energized, because there's something cylindrical. It's like one hand washing the other. You work out hard, you feel accomplished, you eat correctly, you try your best to sleep correctly. I try my best to sleep correctly. That's the one area where I'm always considering it a challenge and something I need to work on, but still, at least I'm mindful of it, because when you're putting so much effort into one area, it trickles into everything else, right? If you maybe had a much lighter workout and didn't feel accomplished, then you may just say it's okay to have a meal that you wouldn't have eaten otherwise, right? Maybe it's okay to rest the next day. Whatever it is, no matter what direction you go into, there's going to be a trickle effect. So do you want a trickle effect of inspiration and motivation, or do you want a trickle effect of dialing it back a little bit, waiting longer and longer? Again, it's not necessarily a good or bad thing, but given the opportunity, try your best. Given the opportunity, go with what's most difficult and make everything else feel easier from that point. Like I said, in normal circumstances, this is always my approach. I like to do a little warm-up, and then I'll go with my heaviest lift, my heaviest compound movement. So depending on what I'm working on that day, if it's chest, then it's going to be the bench press, or it's going to be the dumbbell press. If it's back, then it's going to be deadlifts. And if it's legs, then it's going to be squats. And so I'm going to start with that heaviest exercise. I'll do a couple warm-up sets, but right after that warm-up set, or those warm-up sets, then I'm going straight towards my heaviest lift, because you don't want to expend too much energy just warming up. You want to just warm up to an adequate point and then go for those heavy lifts. Those heavy lifts are so important because not only are those heavy lifts going to give you a great workout, push yourself, right? Push yourself beyond what your body may think that you're needing. This is our body's process of adaptability. When you're lifting heavy, you're telling your body, you need muscle to carry this weight. You need adequate muscle, so your body's going to adapt to that. And then of course, we're going to see the other side of that. We're going to see the muscle gain if our nutrition is right. We're going to see more calories burned in the long run because we're tearing down more of our muscle fibers. So there's just so many benefits to be gained. So understand that we don't want to walk towards our heaviest lift. We want to run towards our heaviest lift. We want to get those out of the way. Great analogy for life, just as applicable in the gym. So that is it for this one. Thank you guys for watching. I'll talk to you next time.